Hey everyone, Carrie back here with Family eBiz. Today we are beginning a series on systems. Three systems that if you put these into practice very well, you can actually build a six-figure business. It will take some time, but you can build a six-figure business. We're going to talk about all three of those in general, list them, and then we're going to talk about one of those today. And over the next several weeks, we'll be talking about the rest of them. But for some of you, when you hear six-figure business, you're like, that is a myth. I am working 80 hours a week. I am struggling to get the right clients and customers. I have lost motivation. And I'm saying to myself, some of you are saying this, if only I could find the right clients and customers. If only I could retain them for more than just 1 month or two. If only I could create products that don't require me to trade hours for dollars. There's a lot of ifs there. And let me just tell you, those if onlys make a huge difference. And if you don't know how to achieve these things, you are not going to be anywhere near a six-figure business. You need to find the right clients, the right customers that will happily pay you month after month, year after year. And don't be working 80 hours. That is ridiculous. You want to reduce your hours, but keep the profits as well. So we have some simple proven systems to fill your funnel. Before we dive into that, I would love it if you would just subscribe wherever you are listening to this. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, we would love a 5-star review. The more that we can have subscriptions and reviews, the more we can get this important information out to more and more businesses. Because Family eBiz is here. We are here to help you start or grow your business, take it to the next level. So what are these three systems? The first system is discovery. Before your client or your customer is going to pay you any money, they have to know who you are. They have to get to know you. But how do they know you even exist? A lot of you just keep putting products in your store and you're not selling any because no one even knows they exist. So this is the beginning of that know, like, and trust. There are so many ways. We're going to talk about some ways just in discovery system today. The next one is our relationship system. You need to build a relationship. They find you, they're unlikely to just hire you on site. It's sort of like getting married on your first date. Usually, now that may happen once in a while, but usually you have to build a relationship with them. So we have our discovery system, our relationship system, and then we have our sales. Make the sales system. And this is the final piece that will grow you into a six-figure income. There are a lot of different ways, and we will talk about that in another week. But this is what will help with your sales funnel. You've got to have that sales funnel and have a system, or you're never going to make money. Again, throwing products in your shop is not going to make you any money. Sounds too easy? Well, let me just tell you that when you follow a proven plan, it is easy. You do have to get this set up as well. And it may be confusing for a while, but these really all three will work together when you integrate all three of them. If you're only building relationships and not worrying about the sale, you're never going to make money. If you don't have people discovering you, finding you, you can never build the relationship or make the sale. So we're going to start today with our discovery system. This normally, in like bricks and mortar business or local business, a lot of times people find you just by word of mouth. I know Steve has a remodeling business, and a lot of his clients come just from word of mouth. That sort of skips the discovery and relationships, and they're already on the make the sell. But that becomes inconsistent and unpredictable. So we have got to back up even if you just get word of mouth clients and customers. So let's talk about, I think I've got 4 or 5 ways that you can get people to discover who you are. The first one is a blog or a podcast. They're not exactly the same, but both of them are providing free, good content. And you need to put that out for the world, the internet world, to be able to see. So you want to make sure that whatever you put out as a blog post or a podcast episode, that it's relevant to your audience. That means you have to know who your audience is. Now, for some people, they'd say blogging is dead. Well, that is not true. Just like they say email marketing is dead. Well, that is definitely not true. So we need to go back. Podcasts are very popular, but blogging is still very viable. And you need to do either blogging or podcasts or putting out some piece of content on a weekly basis, I would say. If not weekly, every other week. It needs to be consistent. It will offer credibility, and you will become an expert in your field. The other thing you need to do with this is make sure that it is search friendly, SEO friendly, and it's easy to find. You're using keywords in your title, in your URL, in your descriptions, and that type of thing. And when you share it around the world. The other thing that's nice about this is it is your property. And we're going to talk about social media, but social media is not your property. You have no control, and they change those algorithms all the time. When Facebook went down a couple years ago and Instagram, because they're connected, I didn't have to worry. I could still send my email. I still had a website that was just doing fine. But if you are totally dependent on social media for the discovery, for people to find you, then you are missing out on a lot. You want something that you can actually control. You want to build a business on your own property, not on someone else's, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all of those. The biggest thing about blogging, podcasting, whatever content you're going to put out is consistency. You must put it out regularly. You don't have to put something out every day. I would say right now you need to think about this and set a schedule. So for each one of these ways that you can implement discovery system, I'm going to give you a little to do. And so you get to go and do this. Number one, what do we do for blog or podcast? First, you need to brainstorm some topics to grow your business. You want to make sure that your audience has an interest in this and it will establish you as an expertise. And I would start with maybe a 6-month schedule. So just start today and go out 6 months and write down. We have a business marketing roadmap. It is completely free. It is quarterly and monthly. There's a few printables in there. I would go get that, and that will help you get started because you can brainstorm your topics and write it down and do some of the other things that we're going to talk about, and it will keep you organized. So go grab that. There's a link wherever you're listening to this that you can get it. So first, blog, podcast, weekly content, whatever content you're putting out there. Next, social media is a way that people can discover you. This is not where I would base my business. That is not my foundation, but it is necessary. But remember, too, that not all platforms are created equally. You need to find out where your audience hangs out, and that is where you need to be, whether you like it or not. Now, obviously, you're not going to go against your values if there's a place that goes against your values. Don't necessarily care for Facebook all the time, but that is where my people hang out. I haven't asked recently, but when I asked a couple years ago in my homeschool group, 100% of the moms that I interviewed I said, where do you spend the most time online? Facebook. Where do I spend my time trying to get my content out now? Facebook. So I think it is important that you do that. So choose whichever platform. I would try to do it according to your audience. We've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Pinterest is more of a search engine, TikTok, wherever, and find out where they are. And then you need to be consistent in sharing your content out there. I think YouTube is the second biggest search engine, but it also has a social component, just like some of you are listening to me on YouTube or on a YouTube video that's been put on my website. So this is something that I think is important. Don't negate YouTube. It is huge as well. And if you are afraid to get on camera, you can do a PowerPoint presentation. You can do screen captures, slides, animations, all sorts of things. But the biggest thing, again, be consistent, just like your blog, podcast, content, be consistent with social media. So what is your to-do? You need to identify at least the top social media platform for your niche. Maybe the top 3, but at least number 1. Set up or update your account and then start to relate your brainstorm topics to what you're going to share on social media as well. And use a scheduler. That will make it much easier. You don't have to be doing it every day. So we got blog, podcasts, we have social media. Next, we have free classes or webinars. These are great because you can introduce yourself to maybe unknown audiences, brand new people that have never heard you before. You can prove your expertise by sharing valuable information, grow your mailing list by offering a free class, a free master class, a free workshop, a free webinar, call it whatever you want. And that is a way that you can get yourself out there as well. And then be able to maybe at the end make some sales through a limited time offer. So not only are you doing that discovery process, you're also working on that make sales. But first, we're going to use a webinar or a free class for your discovery. What do you need to do for this? You need to create a go-to presentation. It does not need to be an hour. Maybe it's just a 20-minute presentation, but you need to begin to create a presentation of some sort that shows your expertise. Schedule a free webinar or a free class for your audience. Let them know about it. Let them come to the live one, record it, and then start sharing your recording as well for free. I do think it's important that if you do this, you need a goal. Is your goal to get more email subscribers coming to your class? Is it to make some sales at the end? Have a goal, and there's a wide variety of goals, but that is something you need to consider. So content, blog, podcast, social media, free classes, free webinars, next public speaking. Some of you are like, this is really an ideal way for you to get in front of your ideal client. It just speeds up that know, like, and trust. Your audience has an immediate connection with you. I just spoke at the Homeschool Iowa conference this past weekend. I made sales quickly because they heard me talk. They heard my expertise. They knew what kind of person I was. They'd come up and ask questions. That know, like, and trust went like this. And it didn't take a long time. I didn't even need an email, although they're getting emails from me now. So go to some conferences. If you're unsure, maybe practice. Take a Dale Carnegie course. That's a great way to practice. I know I think Hunter, my son's been taking a Toastmasters or going and practicing, and there he's given a topic and has to talk about it. So let's talk about public speaking. You need to research some places that you could speak. It may be a local event. It might be a niche conference, like I went to the Homeschool Iowa one. It might be a meetup group in your city. Maybe it's an online event, like I have Homeschool Superheroes Week in July. And so people are speaking at that. But use that as a way for people to discover who you are and get your name out there. And then the last one is publish a book. Publish a book. It is a business card. Basically, here's one of the books that I have published. I was just grabbing one that was here, and it's self-published. But this establishes your expertise instantly. Use your blog to get started if you're not sure. I have written some articles about different approaches to Christian homeschooling. I also did some free classes on it. And then I took all of that as the foundation to write my book because we had it transcribed. Then I went through and edited and moved things all around and became my own book as well. So publish it, launch it. If you're going to do this, here's your to-do. Brainstorm and outline a book, and then schedule 30 minutes a day to write. You don't need forever. You could have that book finished in 2 months and just sent off to Lightning Source. I'll put the place that you can self-publish in the show notes so you can just go see how easy it is to just upload a file and be able to take care of it. Really, 30 minutes a day is a small amount of time if you want to publish a book as well. And you can also publish it as an ebook. So these are just some ways that we can get our message out there and be discovered by the internet world. So we have content, we have blogs or podcasts, then we have social media, get our name out there. We have free classes, a webinar, public speaking, whether that's online or in local real life events, and then publish a book. That book can take you places, I can tell you, and they're not expensive. And so you can have some at home to be able to give out as a business card a lot of times. Hey, what other ways do you have that you get yourself out and you are discovered by other people? Let me know. Leave something. If you're listening to a place that has a chat, leave a comment below. And I would love to hear what you have to think. And be sure you go get that business marketing roadmap completely free. It's perfect for getting organized and brainstorming those ideas and then scheduling it out for 2 quarters, 6 months, 2 quarters. There, it's all set for 1 quarter and then a month, and then you just print out as many as you need. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. I'm Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. We'll talk to you next time.